when I'd been writing in the band, it was kind of like, if I'd ever written stuff that was just with a friend or something, it was kind of like, well, I'm not going to release any music, but what would it sound like if I was to write a song that was for me?
Was that a contractual thing, or was it just a loyalty to the band thing?
Just didn't really want to.
Yeah.
And definitely didn't have time to.
Yeah, right.
But I knew that like maybe one day I'd want to do it, but I wasn't like, I can't wait to get out of this thing so I can go and make my own record.
Yeah.
You know?
So did the end of it creep up on you?
A little bit. Well, I wouldn't say crept up. I guess the last year of it, we all kind of knew we were going to stop at the end of that year.
So how do you know? I mean, you know, it's this juggernaut, it's this non-stop.
Well, we would have like, we'd sit down and have conversations about like everyone good, everyone wants to keep going, that kind of thing. And there was a part of me where I felt like all of the decisions I'd made as an adult that affected my life and what I was doing with my life had been made as a group. And I think there was a part of me that felt like I wanted to make some decisions for myself, where it was like, you never really had to make the decision because I could put my hat in the ring but still be like, oh, well, majority rules and I got outvoted. I felt like I need to make some decisions that just affect me.
You know, Zayn already did that and he bounced out mid-tour, and I think it was pretty amazing you guys saw that tour through for fans. I think there's probably a wobbly 24 hours for people where they thought, well, that's going to start something.
Right.
But looking back on it now, like, how challenging was that to complete that tour and to see that through, and how, you know, how impactful was that decision for him to not see it through to the end?
Yeah, I mean, it was hard, you know. Part of it was kind of like, we were sad, obviously, that someone had left, but also sad that he was not enjoying it so much that he had to leave. Because I think at the time, too, the tour and everything was going so well, and everyone had kind of got to this place where everyone was kind of living in a way where they, I think, felt pretty good while
enjoy
touring.
It. Yeah, like enjoy it. Yeah.
It felt like everyone was kind of enjoying it, and yeah, I'd say a big part of it was us kind of being like, wow, we didn't realize he wasn't enjoying it that much, you know. You know, obviously there was big moments for us where we were like, what are we doing? You know, so we were about to start recording a new album and stuff, and it was like, are we recording this without him? But I'd say in the moment, I guess the four of us became closer, because we were like, okay, this is a hurdle that we weren't expecting. And I think you deal with this in many different places when you're with like traveling and touring, and it's a demanding thing and not everyone likes doing it. But it's kind of like, if someone's not enjoying it, you'd rather they don't do it.
That's why contracts are strange to me. Like, I understand there's a desire to do them when there's a lot of money involved, and in particular when there are certain businesses that really work, but in the arts and things that are creative, like, I never understand of keeping people against their will. Like, you're not going to get good work out of it.
I never get that with like the record deal stuff, where it's like, why would you know, like when people like won't release people from contracts and stuff, it's like, why would you want a begrudged employee in the creative space?
Like
an artist
I don't get
to make stuff for you when they don't want to make stuff? It seems like completely counterproductive to me. But I mean,
you know,
I'm also not a businessman, so.
You're doing it right in that department there, so you've got some good instincts. You know, you hire well.
I don't know if, maybe. I'd say my gut is the only thing that I do trust in terms of people.
That's really important, right? I mean, there's only two rules you should really live by: instinct and diligence, right? One gets you into the room, the second one makes you double check and make sure you should stay there.
I can also tell, because the times where I've ever been like really, really upset by people is when I'm more upset with myself when I've got it wrong.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of character. And that's the only time I feel myself get really upset with stuff like that, is where you're like, oh, I trust this person, or, you know, I feel like they're a good thing, and then it goes the other way, and you're kind of like, I got that wrong. And then I end up like really bummed out about it for a while. But,
that's classic hard on yourself syndrome, to be honest with you. You know, taking other people's bullshit and blaming yourself for it. That's therapy 101.
Right,
therapy 101. Have you tried that therapy? I love it.
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I think for a really long time, especially when I started coming to California, there was a big thing for me where I felt like everyone went to therapy.
They do.
Right, and I think for a long time I was like, I don't need that. You know, it's very like British way of looking at it, I think. And then I think there was a point where I kind of was trying to work out a lot more stuff about myself, because obviously then it was just me working.
On your own, yeah.
And I think it kind of comes with, when you're trying to make music, it's so navel gazing. You're just like making an album, I feel like, is the most self-indulgent time you can think of, really, because you're just like,
oh, if you didn't have the opportunity to share it, if you didn't actually finish and share it with us, it would be narcissism of the most epic order.
Can you imagine you just make like an album to yourself and then you don't release it?
It's like, therapy, I suppose, in a weird way. But then we get the trade. That's what we get, is we get the trade on it. We get all that kind of navel gazing, as you put it, and that self-reflection somehow forms this magic shape that we get to apply to our own lives. And then we become narcissistic because we say, well, Harry's speaking to me.
Right.
So I get to apply it to my life, right?
But yeah, I think with the therapy thing, I just realized I was just getting in my own way. You know, it's been a thing where I've definitely felt it have an impact on my life, and something that I've kind of introduced some friends to who were going through stuff, and they were very skeptical about it.
I would assume you're a good friend, you're a loyal person.
Try to be.
Yeah. So who are some of your best friends? Who are the people that help you through these times, that are some of the people that you know really that you're close to?
I'm pretty lucky actually with that stuff, because, and it's probably why I didn't go to therapy earlier, is because I have those friends where I'll have the same conversation that I would have with a therapist. I was at this talk thing where Alan de Botton was talking, and he was talking about how like real friendship is just built on vulnerability. The second you open up to someone with like a real thing is when you actually get to know someone. So I definitely got, if there was someone that I was friends with and I felt like, oh, I want to be like close to them, just open up really kind of straight away. And doing that has definitely caused me to become much closer with like just people, just all of my friends in general, I'd say.
How did you feel about when you started on this new album, Right on Fine Line? Had your opinion changed about your self-titled debut? Were there things that you felt in the heat of the moment, in the process of coming out of one direction and making a solo record, that you would do differently, or that you felt that album didn't quite achieve?
When I like listen to the first album now, I can hear all of the places where I feel like I was playing it safe, because I just didn't want to get it wrong. I just didn't want to get it wrong.
You started with a mid-tempo 7-minute single, bro. Right. I mean, it wasn't that safe, to be fair.
Yeah. Apart from that.
Carry on.
But I guess a big part of going into this album was I spent a lot of time kind of thinking about the whole process of, you make an album and then you put it out and you know, kind of release it and then you tour it, and all of the bits that I didn't enjoy as much, I kind of went into the second one feeling like I want to work out how to make all of this feel really fun.
So that's why you drank margaritas and did mushrooms.
Yeah, I guess. I think it was kind of like...
out to Malibu.
I had this moment where I was like, I would rather not do it than do it and it not be fun. Making this album was all about freedom.
Yeah, of course, sounds it.
I had a big moment of, I guess through the whole making of this record, I was kind of trying to redefine what success meant to me.